Gohan vs Perfect Cell Max was brutal, but Gohan ultimately won. He was able to unlock his beast transformation on top of Super Saiyan 4 and finally cleared the gap between Goku and himself. Gohan is now in the same tier as Goku, Vegeta, Broly, and Zycor. But as far as Super Saiyan 5 is concerned, even Gohan hasn't been able to achieve that yet. The pursuit of Super Saiyan 5 and complete mastery over the primal instinct continues. The previous part of What If Goku and Vegeta Wish Beast Gohan's tail back ended with Vegeta's encounter with Hit's ancestor, the first ever god of destruction, and the man who had always just been one step short of perfecting primal instinct. We're talking about the personification of death, Lord Thanatos. He's recently been personally asked by the Grand Priest to go test the Saiyans. Be sure to go check out the previous parts of this What If you guys aren't caught up already. I'll be sure to have the previous chapter linked up at the top of the screen as well as down below in the comments. But as far as the story from here on out, let's hop right in. So now it's a face-off between the King of all Saiyans and the first ever God of Destruction. There wasn't any doubt about it. If Vegeta fights him the way he is now, he was gonna lose, miserably. After all, Vegeta hasn't even defeated Beerus yet. They're currently on planet Sadala, but Vegeta doesn't want to ruin the positive vibes created thanks to the birth of Zycor and Kefla's son, so he says, how about we take this somewhere else, you know, somewhere empty. Fine by me, what do you suggest? You see, I've been shut in for millions of years. I don't know the best place to engage in a duel with someone, Thanatos replies, which was fair. Well, I mean, I'm from another universe too, so whatever. We can just fight at the nearest planet. There doesn't seem to be any traces of life force, Vegeta says. This takes us to an unnamed planet in Universe 6. There was really nothing there. It's all just empty, a plain, barren wasteland everywhere you see. And here on this planet, Vegeta stands face to face with the first ever god of destruction. The only problem is that he himself is actually unaware of this detail. After all, Thanatos never introduced himself as such. Still, when he looked at Thanatos in his eye, every bone in Vegeta's body trembled. All the battles Vegeta has been in over the decades, all the blows he's tanked, all the punches, everything, blowing himself up even. His body immediately processed all those experiences and he learned, but he couldn't sense anything at all from this situation. He didn't know how to read this. But still, as the man who has sworn to perform the impossible feat of gaining mastery over Ultra Instinct, running away or even stepping back from this challenge was completely out of the question. It didn't matter who the Grand Priest sent. Vegeta's aura would flare up, and he would take a deep breath and then look at Thanatos. His eyes were blazing with this steely resolve. Interesting. Let's see if you're actually worth the Grand Priest's time, Thanatos taunts. He had this smirk on his face, and Vegeta knew that it was just taunt, it was all a bait, but he still chose to make the first move anyway. With a speed rivaling almost instant transmission, his fist landed swiftly and firmly across Thanatos' face. And just as it comes into contact with Thanatos, Vegeta summons up the greatest attack potency he was capable of at that moment. At that very instant when his fist touched that man's face, Vegeta transforms into not only Super Saiyan 4, but his Ultra Ego aura would flare up as well. He had learned how to combine Primal Instinct into his attacks too. This same attack one-shotted Gohan and put him to sleep for 9 months. It was no joke and Thanatos clearly didn't see it coming. Vegeta answered to his taunt, but he did so in a way Thanatos simply just couldn't foresee. However, once all that dust settled, Thanatos was still standing there, actually in the same position with the same smirk on his face. You're gonna have to do better than that, he states, and flicks a sphere of destruction towards Vegeta. The purple orb tears through the air with a destructive hum and gradually gains momentum. Vegeta had his own suspicions about this individual, but this cleared everything up for him. He had to be a destroyer. Vegeta reverts to his Ultra Ego state and tanks that purple orb of destruction with Beerus' signature sphere of destruction. The purple orb and the sphere collide and the impact was just phenomenal. If there was anyone else on the planet, they would have instantly died. Unfazed by the impact though, Vegeta would just sigh. Now then, what to do? He could tell that this destroyer was almost on par with Lord Beerus, otherwise that sphere of destruction would have easily enveloped that purple orb. Vegeta decides to permanently cloak himself in Ultra Ego. He'll switch between Super Saiyan 4 and Primal Instinct depending on which direction this battle goes, but as expected, he just can't help his curiosity. How about an introduction? At least tell me your name. This is a battle of pride. It'd be silly for it to end without even knowing the opponent's name, Vegeta asks. What? I could have sworn I already introduced myself. Apologies, looks like this old age is getting to me. My name is Thanatos. I'm the Grand Elder of Planet Moors, and I guess I also used to be a god of destruction, but that probably isn't relevant, Thanatos laughs. Which universe, and what happened? What do you mean used to be? You seem completely competent to me, Vegeta asks. Nah, this was a long time ago, back when the multiverse and the universe were one and the same. There was only one god of destruction, and that was me, but things happened. I tried learning Primal Instinct, but unfortunately the power was too much for me to control. In the end, I permanently altered the state of the universe because I couldn't master this power. I was punished. Ever since then, this is the first time I've been allowed to leave my planet. As for the multiverse, I guess the Grand Priest recreated it from scratch. You said that you're not from this universe. Does that mean that there are multiple universes right now? Thanatos asks. Vegeta had so many questions, but he first explains how there used to be 18 universes until 6 of them got eliminated by Zeno and everything else that happened. He also goes on to explain the recent Tournament of Power. How very mighty of you, Vegeta. I didn't expect you to be this sincere, Thanatos replies. Actually, Thanatos already knew everything, but he was just playing along because it had been so long since he had a conversation with a stranger, but it was now time to kick things into gear. The entire cosmos trembles as Thanatos braces himself. Destructive resonance echoes all around him, and it's as if the entire universe just started vibrating. Can you feel it, Saiyan? This is the dark reality of Primal Instinct. I'm using it cautiously, but imagine what would happen if I were to go all out. You may have had your own taste of this ability, but you are still a baby as a Primal Instinct user. Just to give up. Ask Super Shenron to erase all traces of this ability from your bodies. Otherwise, self-destruction is the least of your concerns, Thanatos warns Vegeta. Well, thank you for your concern, but I'm afraid I vowed in front of the Grand Priest that I will master this ability. I'll surpass you, Lord Thanatos. That is my pride as a Saiyan warrior, Vegeta declares. Though this just kind of leaves a bad taste in Thanatos' mouth. He summons a terrific ball of energy and sends it straight in Vegeta's direction. It wasn't just destruction, this was something different. Even though Vegeta can see it coming to him in slow motion, he was still stunned. It was almost like he didn't have time to react. Vegeta would smile. Primal Instinct isn't like Ultra Ego or Ultra Instinct, I see. It gives you the power to rewrite the laws of physics in any given situation. As he said this, that ball of energy struck full force. Exhausted and beaten, Vegeta lies in the rubble, gasping for breath. Thanatos lands effortlessly nearby. I respect your determination, Saiyan King. I really do, but it's just not up to you. Personally, I was going to kill you, but that is outside the scope of this mission. Maybe next time. Wait, where do you think you're going? Vegeta asks. His entire body was shaking. He was in so much pain. He couldn't even stand to his feet, but somehow Vegeta was eventually able to get up. I remember you saying that there were 2 people on planet Sadala who can use Primal Instinct. I'm off to hunt the second one, Thanatos replies. Don't. Your opponent is me, Vegeta asserts. When Bulla was born, Vegeta had to immediately head off to the Tournament of Power, but times are different now. Zykor is a changed man, and Vegeta knows that better than anyone. That's why, for the sake of his friend, he wants to keep this fight far away from planet Sadala. Meanwhile, back on planet Earth, Goku has gone back to training Oob and Goten for the time being. He wasn't in any rush to master Primal Instinct, which is why he just kinda does whatever and thinks about mastery in his spare time. Broly was pretty much the same. Thanks to his meditation training with Piccolo, he had attained unnerved tranquility, but it's almost like learning how to walk again for him because he also lost that source of power that made him so strong in the first place. His pure, just undeniable rage. Well, these two were minding their business when an electrifying sensation runs down their spines. Both Goku and Broly look towards the sky from their respective whereabouts. Gohan was even giving an important lecture, but he also had to leave his seminar and ran to the roof. Vegeta, Gohan says, and dashes straight towards the lookout. Suddenly, Goku appears in front of him and grabs his arm. He uses instant transmission again, grabs Broly, and then prepares to go all the way to Universe 6. Just what the hell happened to Vegeta? As for Zykor, he felt the same sensation. He was gonna step outside to see what's going on when the ceiling breaks and Vegeta's body falls to the ground in front of him. Vegeta, what's going on? Zykor asked, but there was no response. Zykor even slaps Vegeta a couple of times, but Vegeta still hasn't moved. He wasn't dead, but it didn't really look like he was alive either. Suddenly, Goku, Broly, and Gohan also pop up inside King Sadala's castle on planet Sadala. Alright, it took a few tries, but I was finally able to locate Vegeta's key and instant transmission actually worked. He's not dead yet, is he? Goku says. Trunks was there as well, and he was teaching Prince Sadala how to fight. Though, as expected, there was a clear difference between the Saiyans who had awakened Primal Instinct and those who haven't. As for Trunks, he entered the main hall after Goku, Gohan, and Broly had appeared. Dad's key just disappeared. What happened? Trunks slowly approaches them. At this point, all he could think about was if it's possible to maybe bring Vegeta back with the Dragon Balls again. Gohan grabs his shoulder, looks him in his eyes, and says, "Relax, Trunks. Vegeta is still alive. We don't know what happened yet, but that's why we all came here," he says, trying to calm Trunks down. "Look, there he is," Goku says as Thanatos walks in from the entrance of the castle. He was clapping for them. He was actually pretty satisfied with his luck here. I mean, all Primal Instinct users in the same room for him. "Oh yes, the one that did that to your king would be me. Try if you wish, Saiyans," Thanatos declares. This was pretty much it. Either the Saiyans are gonna achieve Super Saiyan 5 and pull off what no one in history has ever done, or they'll just die right here.